Hello, I'm Smoky957. This is episode 3 of my New Brandenburg playthrough, and welcome to the Empire of Dakota. In episode 2, I was able to complete the majority of the ruler branch and formed the Empire of Dakota after I absorbed the 4 nations that were here in my faction, and then I was able to conquer Standing Rock. Now there's a few things I want to show you before I start, and the first is the Kaiser's new bling. That crown is damn impressive. Secondly, the mod author has asked me to show you the focus tree for Forefathers, which this mod also adds these 2 focuses on: March Home and Our Free Tribe, which is what I believe sends them south to reconquer Rushmore. Thirdly, the mod author told me that the mod author told me that this focus for the Gorse Rifle, if you are currently researching it, then you don't have to wait for 2280. Now, unfortunately, I do not have a scavenging program, so and that means I don't have the schematics to at least start researching the first one. But if in your playthrough you do pick up the schematics somewhere, you won't have to wait until the 1st of January 2280 to do that focus. Okay, with all that said and done, my plan for this episode is to, at the very least, unlock the intellectual branch so I can see what's in store for me. And to keep myself busy, I am planning to conquer the few last remaining little states I need to complete the Empire of Dakota. And that means I'll be able to do this focus in the ruler branch, which will give me some awesome buffs for my Kaiser. So I've already started my justification on the Forefathers. It will take me 105 days, so 17th of February next year. They'll be ready, and I will justify on Marshall Republic and the Sisters of Steel as soon as I have enough political power. Now I just want to make something clear from from the start, is that I will not be conquering them completely. I just want to take what I need so that I can still see how their focus trees and all that play out. Now, as for my first focus of this episode, I'm going to be doing this branch here so I can get some more recruitable population and increase Bismarck's state population by 5,000, because I'm still battling with manpower and I want every boost I can get. So, development planning. The Brides have left much of our country stagnant. We need an aggressive development plan if we wish to return to normalcy. This will give me some more research bonuses and add sophisticated construction tech on. Okay, so let me get started. Okay, so development planning is done. I have also started my justification against Marshall Republic, so that will take 120 days and really in March. Luckily, if you are justifying for claim states, those war goals don't actually expire, so I'd rather get them all done as fast as I can and then have them ready whenever I want to use them. So here's my sophisticated construction tech done. Let's do some city refurbishment. Many neighborhoods within Bismarck have been wrecked by the Brights. Removing the rubble and cleaning the streets will allow new buildings to be constructed. I'm sure the old tenants won't mind, so they'll give me another 4 building slots. Alright, city refurbishment is done, and I've also been able to add another division onto my army. And in doing so, I discovered that I've actually got quite a few extra unit leaders from when I absorbed them from other nations. So I've got 5 unit leaders and 2 commanding officers. I've selected Sergeant Steeltongue to lead Panzer Group Echo. And yeah, so city refurbishment done. Let's do some rural zoning. Our outer towns have been neglected during the riots. Zoning new commercial areas will create new development opportunities and provide, okay, that's supposed to be needed work for the local economy. Another 4 building slots in total. Well, things just became a bit more interesting with about 2 or 3 weeks left to go. The Republic of Three Rivers is now justifying a war goal against me. Must be part of their very nice focus tree, which if any one of you would like me to do a playthrough of, please let me know in the comments. That will be done in July, so I've got a couple of months to go. So I'm going to manually keep my eye on the clock so I don't have to pull one of my divisions off my front line. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, they got quite a nice focus tree. So if any of you would like to see me play as Three Rivers, please let me know in the comments. Okay, so I've done rural zoning. Now let me do the last one here. Flixenskamp, I think that's pronounced. The judge's decision to prevent foreign citizens from owning land was rather unpopular and may have led to the rise of the riots. Regardless, creating a dedicated refugee camp will allow for containment of foreign refugees. The site will allow for foreign asylum seekers to obtain citizenship while working and living within a secure location. So I'll get a refugee, which will give me, this is what I'm looking for, 10% recruitable population factor. And I don't have appeal for refugees turned on, but also my state's population in Bismarck go up by 5,000. All of it very helpful to increase my very low amount of manpower, because while I'm close, I'm not yet ready to start coring any of these states yet. Alright, the time has come to start completing my empire. So with everything ready to go, declare war, take my claim states back, and Caesar's legions declared war on Free Vegas. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, now back to business here. There's my anti-tank rifles finally done. I realized I was actually neglecting some of my support equipment and try to save manpower. But if I'm going up against the Sisters of Steel, then I need to boost them up as much as I possibly can. So let's add that in there. And also, I want to get dogs going as well. Okay. That should be, no. Let's just leave it on that for now. Let's carry on. It is February. I have until July, until Three Rivers justification against me is finished. This is going quite nicely against the forefathers. I think I'll just frankly have them completely outnumbered. Oh, it's actually quite close. But they are losing more than me. There's my Luch. Okay, I'm not going to try with that one. Let me carry on with overcharged ammunition for the extra soft attack. And start making those straight away. And I think I'm actually going to put some factories on dogs. Use some of the least amount of resources. I'm really in the red now with my scrap trucks. this is going nicely. Okay, so infliction camp is finished. Now I'm going to start on the naval air tree here, starting off with the League's Dominion. The River League dominates trade across New Brandenburg and much of the Missouri River. The commodities the League has traded often get purchased and traded by New Brandenburgians, giving our people access to more resources. Okay, some political power and the event flow of the river. Okay. Now, one of the reasons why I decided to go against Forefathers first is because it just gave me a little bit of extra length here on my border against Marshall Republic. Okay, that was mine already. Yeah, and a little bit more against Sister of Steel as well, even though I only actually want this little state over here. But there's no disputed territories decision I can go for, so have to take them out completely. Standardized tools is done. Let me push on with some industrial fertilizer to get some more manpower. It's desperately needed. Something that you end up fighting or battling with a lot in Old World Blues is manpower. Okay, pain train finally on him. Okay, faithful. Okay, yes, that's the Marshall Republic one done. Yes. Okay, you guys, can you just go in there? 2 units. I want you on my main line. Okay, never mind. All done. Okay, now I'm just looking for states that I have a claim on. No and no. Okay, so it's just those 3. And that one done. Okay, it's March. I'm going to set these guys up and let them get themselves organized and decide if I'm going to go against the Marshall Republic now or wait to see what happens here with 3 rivers. I have to see. Okay, the League's domain is finished and I have this event here, but before I get started on that, I was trying to figure out why during my war against the Forefathers, why my troops didn't just walk over them like I expected to. I mean, if you look here, I've got 42 units and they have a good 20 width, good organization. But then I noticed how low my breakthrough is. My power armor is only 89. My infantry is an abysmal 37. And that's when I realized that is my problem. By being so conservative with my production at the beginning of the game, I have neglected to increase the breakthrough and the piercing of my units. Now, I am adamant I'm going to make good on my promise I made at the beginning of the episode of completing the ruler tree, and by doing that I need to conquer the lands from Marshall Republic and Sisters of Steel. So my plan is this. I've started using the decision basic army appointments to get the extra army XP, and I have started the production of tanks, which I've been researching primarily in the background to keep my research labs busy, but now I need it, and I am going to be going down the doctrine path of mechanized warfare. Now I've been looking at mechanized, trooper and refined warfare, and I've decided on mechanized warfare because I have the ability to research sophisticated vehicles. Trooper warfare, the production for my portable radios at this point would be quite insane, and while it does increase my piercing and organization, it doesn't do a whole lot for my breakthrough, and that's what I'm after. And refined warfare would only give me 2, maybe 3 divisions of power armor, which frankly is not enough. So with tanks I can increase as I choose. So as soon as this research of industrial fertilizer is finished, I'll be moving on to those doctrines. And I'll also be researching more armor piercing and dogs. So I'm going to have to leave this branch alone for the meantime and start on this branch here, so I can also increase the quality of my power armor, as well as get 5 research bonuses so I can get my land doctrine as fast as possible. So I'm going to revisit reallocation. Von Schneider's land reallocation program was halted by the start of the riots. We should consider continuing this program to develop our domestic arms manufacturing. And I'll get a civilian workshop and some extra political power. Oh, I was actually started. That would be a good idea. And then about that event, flow of the river. So we have here, the River League trades many commodities via the Missouri River, making them available to our people. Of strategic importance to our government is the import of large quantities of rare materials, pre-war electronics, and basic resources. Now what? I'm going to choose what is my lowest. There's the advanced components. I'm going to get an extra 5 of those. And then we'll wait until everything is built up correctly. Alright, I have revisited the reallocation of workshops, and what else I've been able to do in the last 60 days is I have completed my template for my tank battalion. So 3 tanks, 4 motorized infantry, give me organization of 40, breakthrough of 184. Now that is what I'm talking about. Fortunately, it will cost me 60 tanks, which will take a while to get to before I can deploy them. And I've also added power armor support onto my infantry. It did give me about a 4-point boost to my breakthrough, but also my armor and my defense stat, because I have placed the 17 units from Panzergruppe A onto my border here with 3 rivers, because that war is days away. And also as a precaution, I have created or about to finish creating a maximum line of defense works on this border as well. So now, okay, next focus I'm going to go for is manage a march, so I can get these research bonuses, doctrine bonuses as fast as I can. Neu Brandenburg lacks any official military land from which to conduct training for both our troops and officers. We must immediately set aside land for the military to execute drills and mock battles. Okay, let's carry on preparing for war. Okay, so the training is in progress, so I'll have those doctrine bonuses. Next, I'm going to create 3 arms workshops in Bismarck. Organizing a manufacturing base within Bismarck is the most obvious solution to our armament needs. Several buildings will need to be allocated to indefendable positions of the city, with enough local population to fully fulfill the workshops. So that will go towards getting my dogs and tanks that I need. And I am now at war with the Republic of 3 Rivers. I'm not attacking them, they're not attacking me, even though they do have a stronger force. And I am hoping that with time, I've looked at their focus tree, they should be attacking other nations in this area quite shortly. I'm hoping that I can go for the white piece by getting the conditional surrender sometime in the focus, but we'll have to wait and see if that becomes available to me. So that is 3 extra arms workshops in Bismarck done up. Now I'm going to get another 3 in the rural armories. If the brides have taught us anything, it's not to rely upon our capital for protection. Creating armories within the smaller towns of Brandenburg will prevent military collapse should Bismarck be compromised. That's another 3. And an opportunity has come up that I just cannot resist. Sisters of Steel have declared war on the coal consortium here, so I have equipped my infantry units with anti-tank weapons, and in, I believe it's 3 or 4 short months, my justification will be completed against Sisters of Steel, and they will be the next target for me to take out on the way to completing the ruler focus tree. And unfortunately the conditional surrender option is not available yet. We'll just have to wait and see what happens there. I have no interest in 3 rivers right now, but once I've completed what I aim to, if they leave me no choice, they'll have to be added onto my hit list. Okay, so that's another 3 arms factories added to the mix. Now I'm going to nominate a military academy so I can get another research slot to continue my industry research. A small building within Bismarck city limits known as Schleimer's Academy, okay, has been teaching ambitious soldiers the methodology of the Ice General himself. This building has been the unofficial military academy for far too long. We must nominate it as a true New Brandenburgish institution for military officers. Within a generation, we should expect many more generals of ice to establish themselves. Okay, that will happen in 60 days. So far, I have added anti-tank and dogs, and I have effectively doubled my breakthrough. This will go up even more when I unlock the higher level of dog units. And I've also added some anti-tank because, surprisingly enough, out of all these 3 template types, the power armor actually had the lowest piercing, but their breakthrough is also increased now nicely to almost 105, and I am well on my way to finishing off the mechanized warfare branch. So we'll see if all the measures I've taken will have any effect on Sisters of Steel. What I've also done is I have researched incinerators over grenade rifles because they give a higher breakthrough, as well as Gatling laser over ballistic, also a slightly higher breakthrough. So I'm hoping that all my efforts will pay off, and I'll have a bit of an easier time against the Brotherhood Nation Sister of Steel. Okay, so the military academy's been established, so now I want to push on to invest in armor so I can get immediate and sophisticated power armor tech. Of key interest to our young officers is the power armor, a suit of tanks armor for the infantry. Such armaments are shunned by the older ranks as Unterdeutsch, or Undeutsch, that's un-German, I think it is, and preferred less heavy and costly protection. The new officers, however, have already devised training methods to fully utilize the armor and are enthusiastic for its use. Supporting these young soldiers' studies in this technology will require us to invest in their procurement. Now, if you had to go the other route and form the elite, you'd get the same for Light Special Forces Tech. And this event here, I believe gives you a possible advisor, but I'm sticking with my power armor. And I'm actually going to start the clock because there's a few more days until my justification is completed. And I'm going to continue on with speak of the devil. I'm going to continue on with backyard workshop so I can get higher factory output. So do that there back to my industry training, and now I've also converted one of my infantry units to the 6th Armored Battalion. I want to see how effective they are, and let me actually go to war for something I want. Okay, let's go. Okay, so between adding on support units and changing my equipment and doctrine, I've effectively doubled the breakthrough for both the infantry and the power armor. The power armor will still go up as I increase that tech, because currently I'm only using the basic power armor frame, and also thankfully Scissor Steel have pushed quite hard east, so their forces are stuck there, which will give me an opportunity to get in behind them. Okay, I've already crossed the river. I was worried about this, because river crossings in Old World Blues can be brutal. There's another one. Concentrated assault. That gives me more breakthrough and recovery rate. So motorized deployment will give me more speed on my infantry and less organizational loss, which is quite nice. And yes, grain solicitations. I seem to have my population factor under control, but I still have a lot of coring to do, and that's going to help me out as well quite a bit. Okay, so got across the river, right? That's what I was worried about. And whew, okay, fantastic. 555 pieces of advanced technical armor. That's going to help me quite a bit. Now I only want Watford City. I have claims on nothing else, so I'll submit that. I'll pass one more time. Here we go. Okay, unfortunately Sisters of Steel are done for. Looks like mine, I don't know if it was my investment or the fact that they were so far stretched out against the core consortium, but either which way, that was a good win. And yeah, that should be alright. And we set these guys up, and then we can continue conquering Dakota. Alright, so I've invested in armor. I've received my sophisticated and my intermediate power armor tech, and I've also been saving up a research slot for 30 days. So I am going to use that bonus on getting the next level of power armor finally to upgrade my units there. And I've decided I might as well just carry on these last two by getting a gilded opportunity. The only group within Neu Brandenburg that could possibly obtain powered armored for our use would be the River League. For some of our resources, the League would surely man a delegation to obtain armor. Of course, they would expect to make a profit from this venture. Okay, so get event Armour Purchase and 10% in towards the intellectuals. Not a problem. We'll be going that way anyway quite soon. Alright, my divisions are finished preparing, and I can now start coring. Now what I'm hoping, because I've banked up 259 political points, that when I start this, yes, I'll be able to core. Okay, that was 3. That's not too bad. 3 states cored. And now time to go to war against Marshall Republic. Let's hope this goes as well as this Sisters of Steel. Although saying that, I might now jinx myself. There's what I want, not what I want to see. On paper, we quite evenly matched. Yeah, they actually have one division more than me, but I don't see any power armor or tanks. I'm hoping that will give me the advantage. And so far, so good. I have shortened my line to the west side of this small mountain range to start off with, as my experience is going through here unprepared will easily lead to me being encircled, which clearly I don't want. Okay, so almost cut them off there. Luckily the capital's over here on this side, so once I take it, I'll take out a large part of these troops, and there'll be majority of your victory points align with your major capital as well. Up 2 more I can call. Let me just see. State population 2, state population 1. Okay, Fargo, you being called first. Backyard workshops is done. Manpower still okay. So I want to go for refined tools, get my efficiency cap up. And they've broken the line here. That is good. Let's hope they can continue pushing along here. Well, I may have to pull you. I must still decide how I'm going to block off these 2 little routes here. I could actually stay like that until they've got it all the way down. Ooh, okay. Gilded Opportunity is finished. The Armour Purchase. The River League has agreed to Kaiser von Schindler's proposal for a trade envoy to obtain power armor. The League has identified 2 potential buyers. The Brotherhood just up the river. Oh, okay, well, they're gone. Or the Iron Confederacy out of New Sterling. Needless to say, the sellers hopes to do business with the nearby Brotherhood rather than the distant mercenaries. Nicolite, however, believes that the mercenaries would be much more enthusiastic towards this trade. Obviously, if I hadn't taken out the Sisters of Steel, I'd probably have the option for them as well. But so I'll send them downriver. Trade accepted. The League's trade delegation to Iron Alliance has been a success. Plenty of powerful power armor frames, that's a lot of power, have come back upon their ships with enough spare parts to manufacture some suits of our own. This will surely aid our understanding of power armor and give our men the suits they require. River flows in our favor. 100 units of power armor, nice, and 4 1.5 year and 60 year head research bonuses. That is nice. Okay, now the last one on the list is the first Elitetruppen, Special Forces. The first graduates of our program, the Elitetruppen, are ready for deployment. They may still have much to learn, but they will be the first of our best. May they serve well and with distinction. 2 units of a selected regime. So that's either the heavy or the light, and I should get 2 free units of power armor. Hopefully in the template that I've chosen, but we'll have to see what happens there. Okay, these guys can just hold here for now, I think. How many? 12 units. Okay, that's a bit much. And there's my first units of power armor done. And you get simple servos to boost that. And for the first time in I don't know how long, we start upgrading my power armor. As you can see here, I'm not using all my arms factories because that will put my resources into the red, which I don't like, and my production value is is okay. I'm going to take a chance here and take the units of power armor off there and add them here. Yes. I want the breakthrough. Infantry have got good defense stats, and there's 9 of them to cover 4 areas there. And those power armor will be much more useful here. I can get a perk for my infantry. The first couple of perks will lower my resource requirements. Okay, they're holding quite nicely there. And now see, once they automatically push through here, they will go across and join that line there. And I've got quite the encirclement going here. 7, 13, 18, 23 odd units. So we can just keep on pushing here. And you can get a perk. So you've got Pain Train. You've got Mysterious Strange. Let's give you Gun Nut. Get a little bit more out of those Gatling lasers. So they are outnumbered, but I seem to have the advantage, and that's okay. I should have taken the opportunity to try to cut them off the capital there, but I didn't. Saw too late. Oh, motorized deployment. There we are. Armored assault. There we go. My tanks get more hard and soft attack. Vehicles get more breakthrough and armor. That's just a win-win. How many do I have? 56. I need 60, and then I can convert another unit. Compartmentalization going. I'm going for the top line. The bikes and then the cars have higher breakthrough and lower production costs, but the APCs have better defense and hardness, and I just lean towards that, because otherwise I find that even if you don't use tanks, the motorized units have terrible defense. I just discovered that when I was doing my Thunderbirds playthrough a while back. Okay, so these guys must carry on pushing you slowly. Oh, I'm not looking properly enough here. Oh, another one can be called Hillsborough. There we are. Slowly knocking them off the list. I just have to activate that drop down menu there. Okay, capital's almost been taken. That's going to be a big boost, yes. Okay, now they should have no factoring, no supply, because supply flows out of where the capital was, and that's now isolated. So Gillette is a new capital I have to take. Let me get perks. Tanks use the most supply, so I'll lower their supply use first. Let me see if I can. No, I won't mess with the front line just yet. This is one hell of an encirclement. So they had 43 units, and I've got 20 odd here, so I've effectively encircled half their army. Nothing wrong with that. Thank you very much. Normally in this situation I would go aggressive so that it's attack full out, but then my concern is these units will do the same, and that is asking for trouble. With my luck they'll get encircled faster than I can blink. I'm still trying to get used to blimps doing dive bombs though. That's still weird. Oh yes. Okay, first elite Truppen is finished. So now I'm going to go back and do one. Let me do the Bismarck flourishes. I want the development income. Bismarck has become an economic anchor of the upper Missouri for quite some time. Lowering our port fees will allow even greater trade into our economy. So +2 development and some 50% development income. And let's see what I got here. Yes, 2 power armor or recruits. But that's a very, very nice unit model. I like that. Almost looks like Texan Brotherhood or something there. Let's have a look. Template. Oh, it's just straight 20th, but with gauge rifles. Oh, it's the power armor tech. That's why they look that way. Okay. Let me add them onto Echo. Very nice. Don't think they'll do any good. They'll get there in time. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Okay. What is happening? I'm going to have to do some manualing over here. Oh, they seem to be doing alright. Simple servos. Another upgrade to my power armor. Grenadier Rüstung. I can't really do much more than they're already doing. Just to wear them down. Let the ones that retreat. And hopefully they don't reinforce fast enough. Okay, cybernetic enhancements for my dogs done. That's all that finished. Let's get cooling jack. Wait, no. Yes. Vital point targeting number 2 for more heart attack and piercing. I didn't add dogs onto the power armor. The difference was negligible, and I didn't want to waste the manpower on something like that. There we go. And the popcorn starts already. Even now, well over 20. Okay. I don't have any pointers getting aircraft design. I can't get air tech, and I haven't worried about my navy yet, so I'm going to leave that. I'm just watching these guys go here now, and then we'll finish going through the canyons and finish off the rest. Am I using the full width here? Yes, 60-60. Their hours actually done a decent job. At least they evening me out there. The infantry are just dropping like flies. There's the special forces gone. 2 more left. 1. And done. Okay, now let's do this carefully. Let me just take Delta, give them an order here. See which way they go, then I can always cover up with the guys from Alpha and Echo to fill in any gaps. Okay, most of the Delta guys are still coming. Probably launched that a bit too early. Now let's actually try it. Let me just experiment. Go wild. See what happens. Apply the pressure. Okay, refine tools is done. Let's go for more population and factory output. There. And I can get less resources needed for my power armor. I should be able to punch through. Let's get Echo in the business as well. There we go, opening up the second front. Ah, here we go. Now this is what I was worried about. Okay. Delete that line, because otherwise I'm going to draw the 16 units from the other end. Put 4 divisions there so they can hold that. everybody else can just pile on through. Okay, now I'm going to change this to an armor group order. Let's put it here. There we go, they're on aggressive. They'll go through, and if they come, then I'll add alpha on as well. I don't think I need to. And let's get perks for the infantry. Bismarck flourishes. Okay. How much are these things? 60 days. I don't know how long it's going to take me, so let me do this. Let me get 3 naval dockyards and a level 4 naval base. Bismarck's dockyards have been exclusively leased by the League for generations, allowing some of these leases to expire or grant our Navy direct access to more naval yards. I don't have a Navy, but thank you very much. Okay, they can just hold there. I'm not taking any chances, because as soon as they break out of this canyon, it should just be a balloon that explodes. Is Upton almost taken? Yeah. There we go. Now they're on aggressive, so they're not going to worry about stretching out the front line like they normally would. They should just go out in every available direction they can. Yep, there we go. Oh, grenadier listing done, so let me get another advanced service this time, and once more upgrade my power armor. See, now there, -3, so tanks are more important, so let me just 97. Okay, let me take 1 down there. Okay, that's alright. 1 back up on power armor, 1 spare, and let me go here, 36. Change you to, I wouldn't normally do this, but I want to experiment. Yeah. And here's a classic example of just them ballooning out like that. And by taking this state, there's going to be another encirclement here, another 4 units. Wasteland APC is done. Let me get the battle tank. Upgrade, let me see what this is going to cost me. Nope, nothing extra. It's all said and done now, ladies and gentlemen. Getting absolutely squashed. I think I'll send these forces to join their comrades up north. Haven't looked at the white peace surrender option for a while. Should actually check on that. Okay, Troll Warren declared war on the cause. Good luck, Troll Warren. I can now call can do. There we are. Okay, they're going north. Fantastic. Oh, Troll Warren's not messing around. Calls Washington Brotherhood and Portmore all in one go. Good luck to you. And there we go. War's over. We'll put that to one side. Okay, now what I need is, okay, Rapid City, Faithful, Newell, Berefouche, no, not there, and I know I need this Wilderwood. Now, experience has taught me that in this situation here, if I leave it like this, submit demands, then as you can see this would stay in the green. So I'm going to take, let me take Upton. Now that should be enough. One on either side should be enough to guarantee it to me. If not, we'll have to see what else I can do. Let's confirm and exit. Everyone cross your fingers. And it is mine. Okay, now let me double check that by quickly popping in here. Yes, I have all the strategic areas. As I assume, the strategic areas are all the little, how do you say it, all the actual states within. So that's all the people have a fight for now. I'm going to reset up my army, and I'll see at the end of nationalize the city docks. Right, so I've nationalized some city docks, which means I will be probably building some medium ships. It's one I prefer. Now, let's get the Dakota Reich. Okay. Finding all of Dakotas under Kaiser von Schlinder, the empire is no longer just a name. All of those who call themselves Dakotians live under one banner. But Dakota once stretched further across the waste. The Kaiser now seeks to unite all these lands to truly be Kaiser of the Dakotas. Hail the Kaiser. Okay, so ruler 10%. I'll get more political power gain, more stability, more support. Ideology. Oh, okay. I'll get a whole bunch of claims and more 10%. They'll get claims and I get compliance. So that might be for territories already owned. And I get still more stability. Let's see once this focus is over. And I was planning on going toward to end this war with the Three Rivers, but it seems that the Kingdom of Manitoba and the junta of the Arbour junta, sorry, seems to be having more than enough fun on their own. So I think my troops will just sit and watch. Thank you very much. I mean, after all, it's Christmas Eve. Alright, so the Dakota Kundish Reich is finished. For this last one, I need the scrapyard, which is all the way down here, if I remember correctly. No, further down. Let's actually look for it quickly. The scrapyard is here. So I have no claims on it, so it all have to be manual justifications. No, thank you. I am going to consider that the ruler path completed. So as my troops watch the Three Rivers get taken over, I will be now completing, as my third promise for this episode, this branch here, and unlocking the intellectual branch for next time. So connect rule reports. Another 3 naval dockyards we'll be getting. Some of our outer towns could greatly benefit from new ports to bring in trade. These ports may also aid in our naval armament production. Let's carry on going. Alright, so my Garda Rüstung is finished, otherwise known to the rest of us as the T45. Now, for those that have wondered why there's this branch here, it's if you have a look, it'll actually explain it to you. So there's a Lichter. That is obviously already a clue. This upper branch has a slightly lower production cost. Obviously, you get decreased stats, but it's also slightly lower than the T45 you have here. So 1 point less, but obviously all the other stats go down. So if you are doing power armor on a budget, then it would be better to take this tree here, and since that's what I'm going to do. But if resources are not a problem for you, then it would obviously be better for you to go this longer route here. So be the lichter one for me, and we'll start making this one so far and see if it's going to cost me any extra resources. Nope, I'm still okay. Alright, so what I've done, since I've got no clear enemies in the future, is I've split my 3 divisions up, west, north and south, just for any unprepared invasions that might come along. And I've also started recruiting infantry units again, now that seems to finally have my manpower out of control. And I discovered things after this war was over, in that I have a new decision available, and that is the Rushmore Monument. Resting on the side of the Black Hills, the leaders of the Old World still judge the New World. They stand as a testament to the achievements of the Old World and a contrast to our feeble capabilities. We can never hope to accomplish the same feats that they have until now. Prepare our best masons. So we are not the Standing Rock or the Forefathers. We haven't desecrated or destroyed anything. What I do need is 1,000 bottle caps. So I've turned off all these money decisions here, and the saving is about to commence. And I hope this, if Forefathers thinks that they now want to have a war against me for Mount Rushmore, I advise they don't. They will lose quite quickly. And I am now going to get my 3rd extra research slot going for the Aeronautical Institution investment. So with much of our trade tied to nautical ventures, we should invest into Aeronautical Institute to further innovate naval capacity and trade. We'll show that investments will flow in, particularly from the River League, who will be very interested in influencing the Institute. That's 60 days, and I'll see you then. Okay, so the Aeronautical Institution investment is completed. I've got another extra research slot, which I will go into naval tech research with. And then, okay, we no longer have the effects of League exports. Now, normally I would go down this route here, so I can actually get some air technology, but because I want to go intellectual, I'm forced to go for nautical dominance, which will give me sophisticated naval tech and 50% research bonuses. As expected, the River League was all too happy to dominate thousands of caps for naval research within our institution. Some scholars have complained that their investments have forced the institute to only research nautical interests, but they can be safely ignored, since when have eggheads refused research funds? And something I want to point out is that getting that last focus on the ruler tree has dropped my requirement to core from 95 to 63.65%, as well as the cost, which means in the last 60 days I must have cored about a dozen states. So very happy with that situation. Alright, so the Empire of Dakota now has nautical dominance, as well as, so that means sophisticated naval tech. Second last focus for this episode will be the Grand Expedition. With the support of our Aeronautical Institute, the River League has a mutually beneficial request. They ask for our support in a trade expedition to Costa Cafedina, a major indirect trading partner of the League. The League request we foot the bill for a direct trade agreement between them. In exchange, they offer their ships return from the voyage. Okay. You get the event empty cup and 110% intellectuals, and that's what I need for the intellectual tree to open up, I think. Alright, so the Grand Expedition has been sent off. So I believe this may be the last time we see our Kaiser von Schlender here in his all-impressive crown. As now I'm going to do hostile takeover. With enough support, some bribes, threats and assassinations, the River League has taken command of Bismarck. Yes, the League will become the ruling party, and public elections will not be held. We'll see what happens in 60 days. Alright, that was obviously a very quick expedition. The coffee flows. The River League's expedition to Costa Cafedina has been a great success. The coffee baron has agreed to sell us coffee, and the trade orchestrated by the League will enrich Bismarck. As promised, the League has given the now empty ships to our navy. The local director, Leiter, has offered to captain the vessels for us. Drink up. 5 workshops, more development for Bismarck, more income. We will pay Costa Cafedina every 180 days to gain the invigorating effects of coffee for our population and our troops. Okay, sounds good. So let me see now what I've got navy-wise. Oh, 2 fleets, the Bismarck fleet and the Pick fleet. Those are the ships I've been building so far. And is Lighter now? Yes, Admiral. I get a free Admiral with some impressive stats as well. Very, very good. And this decision is... okay, now I have close the account. Next shipment due gets a vent. Increased request. Okay, I'm going to turn these off and just let it run as it wants to. Hope it doesn't mess with me saving up my bottle caps for Mount Rushmore. And let me sort my navy out, and we'll see you soon. And here we have it. Hostile takeover completed. So let's have a look. Ah yes, the Kaiser is now gone. We should be able to change this at some point, because remember we couldn't unless the intellectuals were in power. And now what I think some of you have been waiting for is, let's have a look at this focus tree. A short one. Okay, prepare the plans, get some money, League Monopoly, more League Monopoly. Alright, puppet decisions, representations, puppet decisions, puppet decisions. Ooh, what do we have here? Okay, so now it looks like we need to get somehow expand our territories there. Same here, same here. Okay, and then river dominance. Alright, so this is what we have looked forward to, and I just want to check before we go. Yep, no longer ruling party. So that is out. I'm okay with that. So I will tackle this little tree in the next episode. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.